Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Ay-ay-dai. Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Ay. Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Ay, ay. Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Oh, oh, yada da 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 dum, yada dum, ay 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 yo, ay 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 yada dum, yada da 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 da. Ay, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 ay, ay, da, 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 dum. Ay, 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 dum. Ay, ay, ay. Yay, 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 yay. Yay, 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 yay. Ay, 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 yadadam. Ay, ay, ay. Yay, 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 yo. Ay, ay. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, ay, ay. Yay, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Boker Tov, good morning. It is great to be with you this morning, Friday morning, approaching Shabbat, finding our way. We are in Parshat Pinchas. We have been talking and learning and showing up. And we spoke on whatever day, Wednesday, about leadership and generational responsibility and showing up. And we come to the second part of this Parsha, which talks about kind of the, I don't know, the way we show up in the world. The faithfulness, I guess that's the right word, in the ordinary. The steadfastness, the holiness of what's regular. And so as this Parsha draws to a close, coming up to a close, something unexpected happens. After stories of courage and leadership, Moses is like being okay with not entering the land where he worked so hard to get to. The idea of inheritance, the new generation is preparing to enter the promised land. And the Torah suddenly begins listing sacrifices. A daily offering, a Shabbat offering, a monthly offering, the festivals, one after another, like rapid fire. And at first glance, it almost feels anticlimactic. It's just like, okay, these are the rules. Here we go. After all this drama, why are we ending with a schedule? But maybe that's the point. Because Torah is reminding us that while we remember these extraordinary moments, life is really built on the ordinary ones. So we tend to think of our lives being defined as these mountaintop experiences: the wedding, the birth of a child, a graduation, a promotion, a big decision, a move, these once in a lifetime moments. And of course, these moments are beautiful, but they are few. Most of life is built on the ordinary Tuesday, an ordinary morning, a dinner around the table, a conversation, an ordinary act of kindness where no one's actually applauding. And the Torah says, hey, wait a second, pay attention, because there's holiness in those moments also. So this parsha talks about a daily offering, korban offering, tamid. The korban tamid was just that, daily, every morning, every evening, not because the day was dramatic, but because the day mattered. And there's something to be said about that. There's something comforting in that. We don't have to wait for these extraordinary opportunities to live meaningful lives. We don't have to accomplish something spectacular every day. We like to try to, we want to, but that's just not the way life works. Sometimes holiness looks like showing up again and again, calling a friend, checking on a neighbor, making dinner for your family, keeping a promise, saying I'm sorry, regular things, lighting Shabbat candles. Maybe we can all vow to do that tonight. Showing up for Minyan while you're here, so obviously you're showing up. That part we got really good. Reading a bedtime story one more time. That happened last night. Ellis said, do we have time for books tonight? Because I don't have camp tomorrow. And I said, sure. So we go through a book. He loved it. And he goes, how about another? You know what? Sometimes you just got to say yes. But none of these moments make headlines. But together, they become life. I often think about people who have shaped my life or who have shaped my children's lives. And was it because they did one extraordinary thing, or more importantly, at least to me, because they consistently show up? A teacher who believed in you year after year, a parent who tucked you in every night, a grandparent who never missed a birthday, a friend who always answered the phone. This week, if you saw my post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, I have a student who is a twin, and he had an older brother, and he came through our religious school, and the family is wonderful. And it turns out that he is Ellis's counselor in his new big boy camp. And so it was like a full circle thing. Derek showed up to Hebrew every single week, and then in the bar mitzvah year more than that, with a smile on his face, ready to learn, ready to connect, but ready to have a good time. And Ellis fell in love with him right away, and I told him, he was going to be your counselor, and this is what I loved about him. And then all of a sudden, we're 1 week through the first week of camp, and Ellis is telling me, how right I am. But in the post, Derek responded like saying something about, not his exact words, but, you helped shape who I am today. And it wasn't so that it could be this extraordinary, momentous moment, but it's the realization that after all of these years, these are the things, the seeds that you plant to become, inspiring moments or formative places in people's lives. And as a result of that, his response to my post, I received several other past students, like they're getting old, like in their 30s or up until their 30s. I think between 25 and 30, said, you don't realize the impact that you have on our everyday lives now, even though you're not part of our everyday lives, that we're seeing you every day or even weekly anymore, or even for some of them yearly. So it's not the one thing we did. I don't believe it's the way we show up for others. Those are the people who become part of us, part of our story. These students, for me, have been part of my life since they're 8, 9, 10 years old. And now they're much older. I don't need to see them weekly. That would be nice. But they're part of how you got to be who you are, and you in their lives are these staples. When monumentous things come, they want you to be part of them, but also they want to see you in the everyday. They want you to know that they're there. They become part of our lives, and it's not in one grand gesture, but because of the countless ordinary ones. And that's what the daily offering teaches: faithfulness, presence, and showing up. And perhaps this is one of the greatest spiritual disciplines that we can cultivate. Not asking every day, did I change the world today? I mean, like, that would be great, but that's not the reality. But instead, asking, was I faithful today? Did I love well? Did I show up? Did I act with kindness? Did I move one step closer to the person I hope to become? Because that's how holiness grows. Not all at once, one day, one choice, one act of love at a time. So we ask ourselves, what ordinary practice in our lives has quietly become sacred? What small act of faithfulness has shaped who we are? Parshat Pinchas reminds us that while extraordinary moments inspire us, of course, we wouldn't be human if that wasn't the case, but ordinary moments transform us. May we never underestimate the holiness of simply showing up. May we find meaning in the routines that shape our days. And may we remember that a beautiful life is rarely built on dramatic moments alone. It is built on countless quiet acts of love, repeated faithfully over time. Our first teaching this week taught Moses' legacy wasn't built in one speech. It was built over 40 years of faithfully showing up. And today, those offerings remind us that holiness isn't occasional, it's practice. The legacy we leave is created by ordinary moments we choose to live faithfully. Beloved friends, the small things do matter, for we are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you, and guess what? We'll see you back here at 6:30 as we bring in Shabbat together. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you back here. Rabbi Jay will see you back here. Together, we will see you back here at 6:30. Shabbat Shalom in advance. Let us find our place in the world.